So we're going to look at Google Docs.
G.
Oh.
Windows M, desktop, folder G, Google Chrome, G, Google Docs, G, Google Sheets, G, Google Chrome, G, Google Docs.
Okay, and Google Docs, as many of you may know, is part of the Google Drive offerings, and there are others like Google Sheets and Google Slides, and it's Google's. What is it that we said before, Chancey? It's Google wants cloud access anywhere, anytime, from any place and on any device, right? Unless you have a disability. So I'm going to open up a Google Doc. Yeah, please. As it's
and I should say what I'm about to say, and anything that I say about accessibility, this is my opinion as a practitioner. This doesn't necessarily reflect any stance that the NYPL takes. That being said, I believe that what Google has done with the apps is a bit of a bait and switch, because the Google Productivity Suite is marketed as this thing that lives in the cloud that lets you be productive anywhere, not worry about what device you're using, not worry about the planned platform, and deliver the content to you. And as we have an increasingly mobile workforce and people participating mobilely and on desktops in education, this is a proposition that is very attractive to institutions who then buy into Google Apps. The bait and switch occurs when we find out that as users with disabilities, particularly people that need keyboard access, who have fine motor impairments, or who use screen readers, we very much must care, as you're about to see, what our platform is and what our device is. Google says that the best experience that they have to offer for Google Apps is on Chromebox. That's the screen reader that Google built that runs inside Google Chrome. As blind and vision impaired people, we are as diverse as other users, and we deserve the ability to choose our platform and choose our browser and engage with productivity tools with as much choice in how we do that as any other user. And so Gus will show you how that fails to happen in this case.
And just to kind of add on to that, I'm a JAWS user. I don't want to learn a different screen reader right now. I may choose to do that at some point. As a technology trainer, I have learned multiple screen readers, but I don't want to have to use 3 different screen readers in one session on my computer. And that's one of the things that, like Chancey said, if I have to use Chromebox to be able to access Google Docs, then I have to put JAWS, put my JAWS experience aside and start using a completely different screen reader, which operates very differently and requires different types of modifier keys and different key commands for the same functions, and it's very frustrating.
Blank. Entering application region. Link toggle screen reader support. Blank. File unavailable. Close button.
Oh,
Enter leaving application region. Windows M. Desk G. Google Sheet G. Google Drive G. Google Chrome. Enter.
Let's do this.
Alert warning. Google Chrome. Alert warning. Tab. Don't ask again but a shift tab. Set as default but enter. Address and search bar. Address and search bar. Edit. Type in text. Windows M. G. Google Docs. Enter.
So as you can see, initially.
Address and search bar. Address and search bar. Edit. HTTPS://
Great. Google Docs came up in Internet Explorer, which is typically the default web browser that I use, right? Or the web browser that I use by default. It's the one that I like the most. It's the one that I feel most comfortable with.
And it's what you have as a typical user if you
Yes.
don't make a proactive choice.
True. So Google Docs opened, and as you can see, it was not. It's like, you can't use this here. Stop now. Close. So I had to go back and reset it now that it opens up in Google Chrome, which is another web browser. So now I can navigate to an edit field and start typing a message.
Enter.
Let's see.
space. Exclaim. I am glad that the power came back on this computer.
But as now, I had it read it once, right? Now I'm pressing my arrow keys, trying to get it to read it again.
That is
it
an
won't.
arrow to nowhere.
And it won't do it.
It's R.
Oh, but I can do character by character, but I can't.
I am glad that-
There it is. So I can get it to read the whole line only if I move my cursor first, right? It won't do it unless I do that. And then JAWS comes with these really nifty read keys, and I can try to use those. And let me see what happens when I do that.
About colon blank.
Oh. So instead of reading that line of text, it reads about colon.
About colon blank. About colon blank.
Yeah, so let me try to save this document.
Alt F, leaving application region. File edit view insert format menu. New and semi.
Oh,
Open dot
this
dot
works.
dot. Make move rename dot enter.
Rename.
Leaving menus. Enter a new document name colon edit. Untitled PESESATION. Space O-S space A-Y space new one. Enter edit contains text. Type in text.
Great. Let me go back and try to open something that I wrote already here.
Alt F, Chrome, menu, software, new tab,
Oh.
control, new window, new incognito, escape, menu bar, leave, Alt Shift F, menu to move, software, new tab,
Yeah, so I just got pushed out of the file menu that's related to the docs, and I'm now back to the menu bar of Google Chrome. So now I can't access it. I might have to restart the whole program altogether. So it's a lot frustrating that I can't use this. This is as I was preparing for today, I was working with my colleague, and she said, "Oh, there's this file there from 2012." I didn't know that it was there. Somebody that I was in a class with posted it there, and then I guess I forgot that that it's been sitting there for just about 2 years now, unlooked at, edited, and unwanted, I guess, forgotten, right? So that's Google Docs in a nutshell. In the blind nutshell. There are ways. Chancey tells me that Google Docs does work better if I'm using Firefox with another screen reader called NVDA, which is an acronym for Non-Visual Desktop Access. But again, there's no freedom of choice. Like, you have to use either Google Chrome with Chromevox or even NVDA with Mozilla Firefox, and I feel we're stifled in terms of the choices that we have. And these are some examples of the things that people who are blind using screen readers experience as they're trying to navigate the computer world, or the internet rather. And we thought it was really important to have you guys come here to see what that experience is like.